Hi, and welcome back to another video by your iEDI team. We would like to show you how you can use iEDI.online as your new EDI tool to receive EDI orders, send back order confirmations, dispatch advices, and invoices as well. Or if you have suppliers that are in need of this kind of EDI tool, feel free to send this video over to them. So you use iEDI.online as an online web tool for creating and sending EDI messages. So once you visit iEDI.online, you can click on Login. And once you are on your portal account right here, in this instance called your iEDI.online account, you can see that we are able to receive EDI orders, as for example this order called ORD1 from our customer test customer. So once I have received an order, I would like to see the order by clicking on the order number, and we can see a little bit of information about the test item, better test item, and best test item that they have ordered right here. But other than that, we don't do much with the order. Actually, we just click on create order confirmation up here, which then leads us to the order confirmation, of course. So on this document, we should be looking into the quantities and making sure that these are in stock. And if they aren't in stock, change them to the actual amount that we are able to deliver. So let's say that instead of 16, we are able to deliver 12. We will then change the quantity to 12. Other than that, we are able to attach some references here. Or for example, under delivery, we should also always have a look at the requested delivery date, which is the 29th of January. In this instance, let's say that we are not able to deliver it on that day, but we would instead like to deliver it on January 31st, which is the following Wednesday. So now we have done all this, we can click on Save, and we can then click on Send. And then we always want to choose Confirm and Send EDI. This means that the order confirmation will be sent as an EDI message and not as an email or something else. So I will click on Send EDI, and we can now see that on the status, this has changed from draft to confirmed EDI, meaning that the actual EDI message has been sent to the test customer. Great, so that's the order confirmation. Next up is the dispatch advice, which is also called a delivery note from time to time. So we create that by clicking on the yellow Create Dispatch Advice right here. And we are now able to see that we're standing on the dispatch advice itself. And we can always change the file name, both on the order confirmation, dispatch advice, and invoice. So let's change this name to Desadv 102. And what we want to keep in focus here on the dispatch advice is the SSCC codes, or labels as they're also called. So if we want to use iEDI.online to create these labels, we need to assign a pallet number and a package number for each item. So let's say that this order we can deliver on one pallet. We will then be assigning 1 as the pallet number for all items. And for the package numbers, we would like all of the items to be packed individually or uniquely. So item number 1 is packed in package number 1, item number 2 is packed in package number 2, and the third item will be packed in package number 3. Great. We can then click on Save and then on Generate SSCC. And we can see that the system has now made one label here for the pallet, which is the same, because we have all of the items on the same pallet. And we then have 3 unique and different SSCC codes for the package. Then we can click on Print Labels, and then print all labels. And we now have this PDF of all of the SSCC codes that we can send to our label printer or our warehouse, and then have printed and put on the actual physical items and pallets. So now we're ready to send the dispatch advice, So we can click on Send. And then again, we always want to select Send EDI. And again, we can see that the status has changed to dispatch advice sent. This leaves us with the last document, which is the invoice. So we can click on Create Invoice up here. And the only thing we need to pay attention to is the invoice date. And since we will be sending it straight away, we will keep today's date as the invoice date. The PDF password is optional, so I would suggest using this if you are multiple colleagues with each your own customer on the online portal. And the sequence is actually just the invoice number, which we can change later on. So let's click on Submit. And we are now standing on the invoice itself. So we can change the invoice number to INV 102, for example. And on the invoice, the only thing we need to pay attention to is if we have the prices correctly, the quantities are still correct, and then the due date for the invoice, which in this case is 30 days, but you can also select a different date. So let's say March 21st, which means 60 days in this case. So once I click on Save and I scroll down a little bit, we can double check that the line total is correct. And in this case, we have a 25% VAT. This is the Danish VAT. So this leaves us with an invoice total of 650 euros. This seems correct to me. So once I am ready to send, I can click on Send up here. And just as we did before, we click on Send EDI, and we can now see that the status is Sent EDI. So if I go back to the dashboard, we can see that off of ORD 1, we have just made a new order confirmation called OB2. We've made a new dispatch device called Desadv.102, and we have also made a new invoice called INV.102 and sent back to the test customer. So I hope this gave some insight as to how you can use iEDI.online as your EDI software or tool. Perhaps even if you can use this to integrate some of your suppliers. And of course, if you have any questions or any specific EDI setups that you would like to get our help with, feel free to reach out to us at info@iEDI.com. Or also check out our websites if anything makes sense to you there. Take care.